5 bands that reached new heights of success with new lead singers. They say that in life, change is the only thing that is permanent. As it is in music, nothing is set in stone. Before you know it, your favorite band suddenly introduces a new lead singer. We could only hope that their decision will be for the best. Otherwise, their unlucky move could mean their slow decline. There are plenty of bands across different music genres that have made some unexpected changes. In this video, we'll take a look at 5 bands that reached new heights of success with a new singer at the helm. Number 5. Iron Maiden. Paul Di'Anno served as the original singer for the UK heavy metal band Iron Maiden. He famously sang the band's first couple of records, Iron Maiden and Killers, in the early 80s. Both albums are still highly regarded even today by hardcore fans. It couldn't be confirmed, but rumors and stories regarding Di'Anno getting the boot all pertain to the singer's vocal limitations. Steve Harris, Iron Maiden's bass player, thought that Di'Anno's range couldn't level off with how he envisioned the band should sound. And so, enter Bruce Dickinson, who just came fresh from his exit with another heavy metal band called Samson. It's safe to say that Dickinson's stint with Iron Maiden propelled the English band to much greater success. His first release with the group, The Number of the Beast, was and will always be regarded as one of the best heavy metal albums of all time. After more than a decade, Dickinson left Iron Maiden to pursue a solo career. Apparently, things didn't work out well for the ex-frontman. Eventually, the band recruited Dickinson back, and they haven't let him go ever since. Number 4. Genesis. Probably one of the most common reasons why bands disintegrate is creative tension. It is thought that this could be the case why Peter Gabriel exited himself from Genesis after being its frontman from the late 60s to the 70s. Nothing can be said enough on Gabriel's huge contribution to the success of Genesis in the future of progressive rock movement. It is believed that Gabriel was one of the key influences of how prog came to be. Still, there were issues that forced the group to make a big change in the front department. Apparently, Gabriel's over-the-top acts on the mic don't bode well with others. It was awkward, especially for founders Tony Banks and Mike Rutherford, who would prefer a rather punchy but low-key kind of stage presentation. And then came the singer-drummer, Phil Collins, who stripped the band's progressive musicality down to its core essence. For many fans, the album A Trick of the Tail seemed indistinguishable from the band's sound in the heydays of the mid-70s. Nevertheless, Collins and the rest of the gang pushed through with a few more releases which were actually more commercially successful compared to the previous outings. Number 3. Pantera. This may come as a shocker for most lovers of metal, but Pantera actually began its career as a glam metal machine. Yes, the very same music with pop-infused hooks and close to melodic guitar riffs. This was the life of the Texan band when Terry Glaze was still on the vocals. They were able to release 3 albums before the singer called it quits. Destined to tread on a much heavier path, Pantera pounced its paws on Phil Anselmo, who was still 19 years old back then. It is said that the band was so impressed with the kid that they went on to re-record some of their earlier releases with Anselmo's vocals. The entire lineup was quick to drop the glam image for the conventional metal look. And then came Cowboys from Hell in 1990, the breakthrough album that brought Pantera to the spotlight. With Anselmo at the helm, Pantera went on to become one of the genre's most popular and influential bands. 4 subsequent records followed after. All of them were commercially successful. Number 2. Journey. No, this isn't about Arnel Pineda filling in the shoes of Steve Perry. Rather, it's the latter who took over the band's much earlier front act. Former Santana guitarist Neil Schon formed Journey in 1973 with another ex-Santana man, Greg Rowley, who was both the new band's keyboardist and vocalist. It was after the brief stint of Robert Fleischman as the lead for Journey's 3rd album, when the American rock band struck gold upon the discovery of the vocal talents of a young Californian rock star wannabe, Steve Perry. Perry started off as a replacement for Fleischman during one of Journey's concert tours. The undeniably powerful, crystal-clear voice of the newcomer improved Perry's understudy status to become the band's main face, and no one could complain. Journey reached its most commercially successful periods during Perry's run from 1977 to 1987. He eventually left and was replaced by the Filipino singer. Number 1. AC/DC. These rock and roll legends don't really need an introduction. The band's enormous success and popularity makes it one of the most talked about music groups today. No wonder, there's still an ongoing sentiment around the untimely passing of its iconic frontman, Bon Scott, in 1980. Truly irreplaceable, but the show must go on for the Aussie band. In the midst of these unexpected events, AC/DC recruited a former Geordie singer, Brian Johnson, as its new lead within the same year. They recorded the band's 7th studio album, Back in Black. To say that it was a tremendous success would be an understatement. Having sold more than 50 million copies worldwide, the album is considered the second highest-selling album in history. Johnson's signature paint-peeling screams didn't necessarily overshadow Scott's timeless legacy in AC/DC, but it sure did help propel the band forward into its godlike status. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.